Wrestlemania 41 is officially under wraps, and I feel like I can give my reviews for the first night for this video, and we'll have a night 2 video later on. Night 1 was a alright show. I feel like a lot of the matches weren't the best, a lot of just weird matches and just how things went, but a banger main event. But before we get into that, remember to hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. Let's get into this whole review of WrestleMania 41 Night 1. And so the first match we had was Jey Uso versus Gunther, and to me, this match was not it. To me, this match is probably one of the weaker matches between the two of them. Like, to me, I think their Saturday night's main event is their best match, and I think that match is way better than this WrestleMania match. Like, to me, it just kind of felt like, first of all, I felt like it was a bit too short, and I felt like they could have just done more to try to present Jey Uso that was something better, try to be this world champion that he's going to end up becoming, because there's a difference between being a mid-card title and a world title, being the war title of a company. And I just kind of feel like they didn't really understand Gunther really cheating much and him being like scared. Like, I understand a part of the story saying, look, Jey Uso saying, I'm not afraid of you anymore. I'm like, but Jey Uso is not the first one that's never been afraid. Ilya's never been afraid. Sheamus never been afraid. Drew, Cody. So I don't get why would he be scared of all people of like Jey Uso. He wasn't even scared of Sami Zayn. So like, I'm just kind of like a bit confused and puzzled on that in terms of like I just don't think this was a classic match. I think this is probably the weakest. It really did not present either men very well in this match. And I know the whole big talking discussion is the finish. I'm not mad at Jey Uso to making Gunther tap out, because it's like, it makes sense for the story, you know, having Gunther, the move that he used on Jimmy to tap, make him pass out, doing the same move on Gunther. But one, I didn't like how quick it was. Like, yeah, he took 3 Uso splashes, but I've seen this dude literally take a beating in his head and neck from Ilya Dragunov and still last longer than that. Like, come on. See him taking worse beatings from Sheamus and Drew, and he's fine. And then how quick it was, and it's just how like it was just also nonchalant. It's just, and Jey Uso was never really built up in this build to be a killer. Like, I would understand Jey Uso pinning Gunther, that's more believable, but actually making him tap out, which is tapping out, to me is much worse than taking a pin and doing that. But Jey Uso was never built up to be that. Like, I just don't understand how you do that, and to me this was not a great way to start him, presenting him as a world champion, because there's just another level to being a world champion. You're the guy, you're the face of the company, you're the guy that is going to help this division rise to another level. You are the face of that division, and I feel like it's not a good start presenting Jey Uso. Cool to see that he's champion from the long way that he's went from his career, from barely being known and then becoming a tag team, becoming one of the greatest tag teams, and then becoming world champion. I give you credit for that, great to see it. But I definitely do think this was a very weak match between Jey Uso and Gunther, and I'm still hoping, wishing the best for both men coming out of WrestleMania. Then we had the War Raiders versus the New Day for the World Tag Team Championships. This match was so boring. This could have opened a Monday Night Raw. This could have main evented a Monday Night Raw. If the match itself wasn't just as bad and the crowd didn't really help to hear, you could literally hear a coin drop in the arena of how quiet they were. And literally all this really was just for promote their Clash of Clans promotion and advertisement, which I think is just so stupid that you'd rather take an advertisement over people. The SmackDown Tag Division, who's been building stories for months and months and months. Like, Pretty Deadly, you could have Pretty Deadly, DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, Champion, Street Profits on this card, but you had this, and they've kind of floundered like the New Day heel one. Like, there's no juice, no energy to it, and then like you barely have the War Raiders on TV, and like you could tell this all just built up last minute for this stupid advertisement, and like there was just no energy or life to the match. You could never really get like invested into the match. And when they hit their, I guess what is their finisher, it didn't even seem like their finisher. It's kind of like, oh, that's the end of this match, which is very weird. And like, this moment should be feeling bigger for like the New Day, for them being this great heel turn, that they have this bigger moment of them becoming the champions. It feels very flat, doesn't feel very big. To me, this could have been bigger for like a Raw after Mania, or like a Raw before Mania. This was not it, and didn't hit as like it was supposed to be, because it just didn't build this right and do it justice. These two teams are very good, and it just sucks of how they were presented, how they were put. But either way, I guess it's congrats to the New Day to becoming tag team champions, even though this should have already been happened, and hopefully this is somehow they can book this heel turn, his heel run better. Then we get into Jade Cargill versus Naomi, and to me, I personally did not like the winner of this match. I think it should have been Naomi. I don't like when heels turn heel and then immediately lose, but I understand too why Jade Cargill won. I just don't think this is the end of their feud. Naomi can get that win over Jade, but to me, I feel like Jade at least had a good presentation, a good starting to her singles run. I feel like this was a good match. It was nothing so super crazy, but it was good enough for her first match to showcase herself, and wasn't really the worst match on the night. And I feel like it was a great way to showcase Jade Cargill and this heel Naomi. And I'm hoping we get more between both women to continue this feud, because it's been great leading up to WrestleMania. And I feel like I just wanted to see where are the directions going for the rest of the year with Jade Cargill and Naomi, because this is just the first start for both of them after WrestleMania, from WrestleMania and after. Then we get to the United States Championship match of LA Knight, the champion, versus Jacob Fatu. And to me, I thought this was probably one of the best matches of the night. This match was very good. You have a great work of LA Knight, has everything that you want, and have the greatness of Jacob Fatu. And for a minute, I really did think they're gonna have Solo Sikoa cause Jacob Fatu this match, but they didn't. You had great moments of them just going back and forth. Jacob getting his offense, LA Knight getting his offense. Freaking LA Knight hitting like what it was like a moonsault BFT on Jacob Fatu. I just feel like this entire match made both men look very great. Made Jacob Fatu look great because he's always good. And then you had LA Knight, who looked good in defeat, but it makes him look good because so many people wanted LA Knight to get squashed, which I thought was very stupid, because it depends on how you do a squash, because squash can make people look very weak. But I felt like this made him look very good, and makes him look good for either if he tries to rematch Jacob or he goes into the main event scene. I feel like wherever LA Knight goes, he will be good because he's super over, the fans love him, and he's very good in every aspect as a wrestler. So I think he will be fine, but I am so happy for Jacob Fatu for the crazy amount of a year that he has had, from coming in completely basically overshadowing Solo in a couple weeks and then becoming the super mega star. I feel like having the US title on Jacob Fatu, hopefully try to reshake this division, revive this division, especially with the draft coming up. I feel like there's a great way to really skyrocket this division with someone of a caliber of Jacob Fatu. I feel like he's a great person to be your champion. Then we get to a Grande Americano versus Rey Fenix. And to me, this match was good. You had two great in-ring workers of Americano and Rey and Fenix, even though justice for Chad Gable, because still is not on WrestleMania. And it sucks too though of Rey Mysterio getting that injury. But overall, I think it was great to see that Rey Fenix got to be on WrestleMania. You know, in his first couple weeks, he's already at WrestleMania, which is great, having both brothers of Penta and Fenix both on WrestleMania. Great. And as much as I wanted Fenix to get the win, I understood why they went with Americano to get the win, because well, they're already presenting this gimmick and it looks like they kind of want this gimmick to last a bit more longer. So I don't feel like they're going to end this just as soon, because they put a lot of work into presenting Americano and all this. And I really thought if it was going to be Rey, they were going to do mask versus mask, but I guess they're not going to do that just yet. I feel like they're going to prolong this a bit down the line. Maybe I could see Money in the Bank, a SummerSlam. So I feel like there's still time. But overall though, this match between a Grande Americano and Rey Fenix was a great match between both of them. Presented them both well, and I felt like it was a good match. Both got to be here in the first WrestleManias, Americano and Fenix. Then we get into Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair for the WWE Women's Championship. I don't know how to feel about this match. This has me mixed opinions, because I thought it was good and I thought it was horrible. Good. I felt like this match made Tiffany Stratton look strong in this match, seeing her get everything that her being beaten up at the end of the match, showing that she went through an absolute war to defeat Charlotte Flair. I thought like that was great. It presented her well with that. I don't know if they were actually taking like shooting in the ring or doing actual punches or whatever, but at times this match seemed sloppy or a mess, and I don't want to see people blaming either or women. Both women looked bad. They're not just because they didn't have chemistry. I just honestly feel like both women didn't look the best, because I see people blaming either or women. I feel like both women just did not look good, and then they both were messing up, both not looking good. It takes two to tango in a match. They both did not look good in this match. I feel like it's a very big struggle. So many awkward spots, awkward moments, trying to hit a move here, hit a move there. It was super slow to transition into a move, or a move didn't really make sense because they couldn't just transition to it. It just didn't really work well, and it sucks, because I thought this was one of the matches I thought at least they would have good match outside of the horrible build. I thought they would have a good match. It just kind of sucks, and I hope after all of this they just don't interact and Charlotte Flair does her own entire thing, her own thing, and Tiffany does her own thing. But I am happy that the right winner won. Tiffany Stratton was the right winner. Charlotte Flair did not need that title. Charlotte Flair did not need no title for the longest of time, and I feel like it was the right winner of Tiffany Stratton, and I'm interested to see where they go next with Tiffany Stratton. Hopefully she can recover after the Charlotte Flair feud. Then we get into the main event to night 1 of CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins. To me, first of all, Seth Rollins looked like he was burning, like his entrance looked like he was burning down the building and then being reborn, like he's Jesus or something. And then, Roman Reigns wearing white for once, which is surprising. He always wears black and his red glove and whatever. So for CM Punk, my favorite of all time, getting his WrestleMania main event, which was amazing. His entrance was amazing, just the video package, Fire Burns playing, everything of it, which is so great. And then having Living Color, having a live performance. All of this was just so great and so amazing for this whole entrance and presentation of CM Punk, which was amazing. And then we get to the actual match, which was great. Roman Reigns wants to work. He can work and pull off a great match. Roman Reigns, probably the best he's looked in a hot minute since WrestleMania 40. Roman Reigns looked super good in this match. And then Seth Rollins looked very good. CM Punk looked very good. All three of them had a very amazing chemistry. Them brawling in all the arena, doing all these different crazy spots, hitting spear here, hitting GTS, hitting stomp here, hitting this, hitting that. All of this was just so great. And I love to later on we get through the match out of them having a great match of them going back and forth in these close pinfall moments. Later on match, we get a moment with Seth Rollins is like, hey, Roman Reigns, like CM Punk's this evil guy, we gotta take him out. And Roman Reigns again, because of his motions, he doesn't listen. He takes out Seth Rollins, puts him through a table, and then proceeds to take CM Punk out through a table. Wrestling and then the storytelling throughout the match was amazing. And then we get to the moment. So you see Paul Heyman go over to the side, grab a chair, bring it into the ring, and give it to CM Punk instead of Roman Reigns, which you're like, oh really? He really did pick a side. He really did pick Punk. And then when he's trying to help Punk over, he turns on Punk and low blows him. Which I don't know why, Punk, you didn't see that coming when he's betrayed you before. And then you had him pretending that he was helping Roman Reigns and like, see, I did this for you, my tribal chief. And then he ends up low blowing Roman Reigns, even though he looked hurt when he was doing it to CM Punk. When he was doing it to Roman Reigns, he really put that in there, and I was like grinding on this thing. I'm like, Paul, chill. Then we got the grand reveal. That's Paul Heyman is now with Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is now a Paul Heyman guy, and this makes things so much interesting because I feel like from the beginning, Seth Rollins was truly the only one that was looking at the future of this match. What this match truly meant, because Roman and Punk were feuding over Paul Heyman, where Seth Rollins was looking at the importance of this match. And this might be his way of his new version of WWE, his version of saving WWE, presenting WWE for what the future is going to become. And I feel like everything about this was just so great because it made Seth Rollins look like this elite, crazy, cool mastermind. Everything about this was just so great, and his heel turn was just so amazing. And seeing him get the win in the main event of WrestleMania has been my second favorite of all time. I'm so happy. But also too, this just makes Seth Rollins look so cool because he already had an amazing so far babyface run, and now looking like another great heel run coming up. It's gonna be great, and I feel like this was just how they presented it well, the storytelling, the match, everything leading up to this moment was absolutely freaking amazing. And like, you knew it was possibly coming, but still when it happened, you were shocked, you were going crazy. It was just an amazing storytelling moment and plot point. But overall, everything, the entrances, the match itself, Seth Rollins' heel turn, him getting the pin in the main event of WrestleMania, everything for this main event was amazing. This is something you truly remember for WrestleMania 41. Even though night 1 was kind of a dud, this is what you truly remember WrestleMania night 1 for. It's for this amazing freaking masterpiece of a main event. CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns really killed out there and delivered an amazing main event. But overall, this is my review of night 1. There was a lot of lows night 1 of WrestleMania. I think you can give it probably arguably either a C+ or a B-. It was really lacking in a lot of parts, but there's also a lot of parts that were very good. Even though night 1 was very weak, I still had fun. But I definitely do think CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns was the match of the night. Let me know down in the comments. What was your favorite match of the night, and what was your least favorite match and booking, or favorite booking in the shit? Let me know down in the comments. Hit that like and subscribe button. We'll have to see what is the aftermath of everybody on WrestleMania night 1. Have to wait and find out. But that's all for me, and I'll see you all in the next one.